take that off. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so next one is our scheduler needs to view a list of the calls and decide how to allocate them for the next working day by seeing what space the engineer has. So you already know how to see the space how the engineer has with regards to the technician scheduling calendar. So you can
Yeah.
see exactly,
I think
yeah,
Martin and Gary ought to answer that one.
yeah. So I just showed you guys the technician scheduling calendar, right? So we'll just use that calendar to have a look at what space the engineer has. Okay. Let me quickly get it up for you guys. So you'll come in here and have a look at what space the engineer has, when is he free, when he is busy. And with regards to seeing a list of the calls, that would have to be on the service calls. So we'll come into the service calls. You can directly search in here for F11 and you can select the status as inactive. Yeah, inactive. Click on enter, switch the mode.
Can
You
we?
can,
Yeah. Sorry.
yep.
I was going to ask if we could do this.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah.
So then you can, so this basically gives you a list of calls that are inactive status and obviously needs to be allocated to someone. And you can sort them by date as well. That's completely up to you. If you want, you can put in more search criteria as well, based on how you guys plan your service calls or allocate them. So you can put in more criterias here as well. I presume it's mostly first in, first out. So if it's just by date or time, then you can just sort it by date and allocate them. Either you, like I said, either you'll just directly go and allocate in here, and that's it. Does this seem fine?
Okay. Shall we go? Shall we do that? Go and have a look. Bring the
Ye-
inactive stack on that list format.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Steve, are you trying to say something? I can hear someone in the background, but I'm not sure if they're talking to me.
No, I think it's guys are in the same office, so the other person who's not in the call is on the phone. So I think that's what we're hearing.
Okay.
Oh.
Is everyone all right? I've finished.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, good.
Okay, so you're happy finding the statuses of calls so you can view it in a list?
Yeah.
Okay.
Barbara?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Okay. So if you have a look at the scenario list of the scenarios, the next one on the list is John needs to see a list of the calls that are being documented in a being documented state. I think
We
that's
just done
exactly
that. Yeah.
what. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just quickly show you again. You will just go back to the service call form. You will, sorry, use the status as being documented. Yep. Press enter, change the view, and that's it. This gives you the list of all the calls that are on being documented state.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so. Okay, so a customer asks for a call report but doesn't know the call number, only the postcode of the site. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
So again, you will come back in here. It's again the same thing. You'll go into F11, go on to customer site. Oh, so if you remember from the basic navigation workshop, you can never search on the first field because the first field is just to put in the search criteria. So if you're ever wondering why you can't get customer sites on the first line, it's because you're in the criteria field. As soon as you come down, you'll be able to see them.
Mm-hmm.
So again, type in the postcode SO14 0G, press enter, gives you a list of all the service calls for that site. Yep.
Great.
Okay, and the next one, customer calls for call report, but only knows the site address. I think again, the same thing.
Yeah,
Is
we've
that okay?
done that. Yeah.
Perfect. We need to send Floyd Jackson on training course, but are any of his colleagues on holiday? I think again, straight, you would just go again on the technician scheduling calendar, have a list of which date are you looking for, select the date range here. Let's say I'm just looking for this week. Have a look at who's on holiday and yep.
Yep.
Let me know if you guys want to follow along because I'm just assuming we have seen this, so you guys are good with it. Okay. Let me know if you guys need to explore.
Hey, Martin, I'm just going to let you answer on behalf of the group now.
Yeah, okay. I'm just looking.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the calendar as we speak. And I'm trying to get the calendar the same.
Yeah. Any questions, any concerns, Martin, anything? Yep.
No, nothing yet. No.
Yeah, should I move to the next scenario? Do you want me to show something?
Yeah.
Are you okay with the layout of that calendar, Martin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just trying to fiddle with the view on it. You know, the different views. You know.
Yeah, so you can see how you can
sorted that,
rearrange
yes.
it. Yeah, great.
Yeah, I've sorted that now.
And if you remember, you can search in the calendar as well using Control F3. Yep.
Control F3.
Just try that if you want to.
What's happening? Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you can search for a call number directly in here, or if you just type in a holiday, it will just take you to the holiday.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Right.
I like
Uh,
the skills though.
What was that, Gary?
I like the skills. Black skills.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Because we can set that up, can't we? Oh, I'm not in it.
Okay, I think we're okay.
Gary, if you have any concern, if Martin or Steve would like to pass along.
Not no question. All good. I was saying the skills is going to be useful.
Yeah, the skills is going to be useful. Is what he's saying, Krishna.
Okay. So I haven't taken a deep dive down into the skills. So I'm not sure exactly about the skills. I guess you can have a look and tell me about how the skill works.
I don't know. Perhaps Gary's got some ideas.
Yeah, definitely. We can discuss about it if you need to add more to it. That's okay.
Krista, can you hear me?
No.
Skills is the third button with the blue question mark. Have you got? Oh, that's my survey.
Steve.
Technical scheduling calendar.
Yeah,
So what is Gary saying? Is he
Yeah,
talking to us?
no, he says he likes the skills section of the calendar, basically.
Okay, because it's like he's underwater or something. We can't
Yeah.
hear what he's saying.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's Martin's on unmute, and we're not sure what's happening with his headset.
Okay, well, if,
Obviously,
So,
because engineers have got different skill sets or better at things,
can you hear him now? No.
Yeah.
that's going to be quite handy.
Yeah. Hang on. Do you want to come here?
Yeah, okay. I get you.
Can everyone hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
On Steve's.
Yeah.
No, what I was saying about the skill set is obviously different engineers are better at different technologies and different equipment. So that would be great if we can edit that on what looks like a 1 to 10 kind of basis within that skill set. So people know who's better at what when they're choosing an engineer as well.
Mhm.
So we can fully edit that, can we?
So do you mind telling me which skill section are you talking about? Yeah. Where do you exactly see the skill section? Yeah.
Yeah, when you go into on the left hand side and you
Yeah.
go, yeah, and there's one. You've got technicians, and to the right you've got groups, and then to the right of that you've got skills
Yeah, this one, right?
and description. So can we set a technician's name there and then edit it to say he's good, he's excellent at photocopiers, not so good at thermals?
Yeah, so what you can literally do is you can create as many groups as you want. So you can create groups and add engineers to the groups. That's it.
Ah, brilliant. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, so you can literally create as many groups and group your engineers as however you want it. There's no limit on that. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
I hope you guys can see your screen now, yeah?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so next question is Gary wants a list of calls that are
Hello?
troublesome, the ones that have gone through the loop a couple of times.
Hello?
Yes.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Hey!
Yeah, I think that's much better now. Yeah, perfect. Okay. It's Jonathan.
It's lucky the IT manager's here.
Yes.
Hello.
Okay, so should we move to
Yeah.
the next scenario?
Yes.
Gary wants a list of calls that are troublesome. Examples ones that have gone through the loop a couple of times. Okay.
Mhm.
Do you mind just explaining a bit more about exactly what you're looking for, Gary?
Yes, we called them actions at the moment. So action 1, engineer going out. Action 2, perhaps it needs parts he revisits to fit. Action 3, action 4, action 5, we've got problems with that customer and that machine. Because he's going back multiple times now and we've not resolved the problem. So we need these kind of to be highlighted, that they're a problem call and they need to be investigated ASAP.
Okay. I can't seem to remember if there's something similar in the system.
Basically, some sort of way that they are flagged because they've gone to action 3, a third visit, for instance.
So you manually put in some action 1 and action 2, right?
Yes, on our system now currently, you can see what number the action is on. So we can quickly look and say, oh, it's on action 3, action 4, what's going on here?
Okay. And so the actions, I presume they're against a service call then, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So you open a service call and there's a column or a field where you see the action where it is right now, yeah?
Yeah, just a number, action 1, as I say,
Yeah.
would probably be the initial call out. Action 2 could be returned to fit parts from action 1. And then action 3 onwards would need to be questioned. What's going wrong?
Okay. So it's just a field that can be used to mention. Yeah, okay, perfect. That shouldn't be a problem. We can look for a field. We still have 2 of the fields remaining, which is customer, problem, and malfunction.
Mhm.
But let me see.
Who? Me? Yes.
Would you want to use either of these fields? So the better thing about these is you will already have them predefined in here. So you will come in here and let's say so A1. And what did you say action 1 is for?
Action would be initial call out.
Okay. And A2.
possibly return to fit part.
So now, you were on a service call, you'll simply go in there and select either A2 or A1. Yeah.
Okay.
So either we can just use that. Obviously, this gives you an advantage that you can search based on this field as well. So you can
Yes.
literally do an F11 and select A1. It gives you a list of all the calls on A1.
Yeah. I get you. Yeah.
Yeah. So would you be fine using customer's problem as a field for actions?
No, that would be good. Good. It'd be better on malfunction.
Yeah, but it lets you search as well based on that. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let me make a note of it so that when I'm documenting it, I can mention that customer's problem field is being used as an action field. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I would need to get involved then, Krishna, on A3s.
Yeah. So what you can do is, so it's quite simple to be honest. So all you would do is you'll come into the service call, okay, and you would just zoom into using this button, and you can define as many actions as you want here. That's it.
Okay.
That's all you would need to do. That's just the first setup that you would do in the live company. After that, you can just keep on selecting them as you are making a service call.
Yeah, that's good.
That's all the setup that would be needed to done. Yeah.
Yes, that's good because A2 could be return visit, and A3 then onwards we could decide what we're going to put in that field then.
Yeah, so like I said, you can literally go in there and make as many as you want, delete as many as you want. That's not a problem. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
good.
if you just, and you can, if not deleting, you can make them inactive as well by just sticking this right here.
Okay.
Yes. And again, like I showed you, you can search for them. If you do an F11 and select A1, then it will give you a list of all the calls that are on A1, A2, and A3. Yep.
Fantastic.
So customer problem used as action. Check for loops. So we are good to go. I'm gonna green out this one, okay? Gary, you need a lot of things.
Sorry.
No worries. So you also need a report to see who are the busiest engineers.
Yes.
Unfortunately, there isn't a report that you can use, but I can just literally suggest using the calendar to have a look. Gary, sorry. So Gary, I've put you on mute because there was a lot of disturbance coming from your side. So if you have a question, please do unmute yourself and ask. Okay. So at the moment, the only thing that I can think of that will let you see the busiest engineers would be to have come in the calendar and have a look at the schedule to give you an idea about it. Is there anything else? To be honest, that there is a technician work analysis reports.
Yeah, I was going to say, it must be something to see how they're getting on.
There's no way of going into, for instance, history of service calls, which would be completed, and the software bringing out the engineer number of calls he's done in a certain time.
Oh, okay. So I can have a look at this. So basically, there's a report which displays the details of every service call handled by each technician for a specified period. We can have a look at this.
So what
Yeah.
is that one below where it said service call load? Service call load.
Yeah, that wasn't much helpful. So if you have a look at the help text, it's just it just gives you a number. That's it.
Oh yeah, but that is basic. That is just the basic that you want. If you want to see how many calls each engineer has done in a month, then
So yeah, but this is
Yes.
not based on the technician, I think. So I can have a look
yes,
at it.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so if we go in here, we do a display PDF. So like I said, it's just letting you select the date range.
Mm-hmm.
So if I do start of the year, yeah, and end of the year, so this is just giving you a period.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but however, if I have a look at this one, I can select a technician in here. So if I go with Tabla, and again, I'll select a date range,
Mm-hmm.
on OK.
Okay.
So, yeah. So this basically gives you a detailed report of each call that's been done by Tabula during this period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so either this can be useful.
So how did you do it again? Sorry.
Yeah, so service call. There are a lot of reports that you can have a look at. So
Yeah.
there's analysis, so technician work analysis reports
Yes.
and analysis of technician as detailed.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, so you can have a look at this.
Yeah, that's good. And it's detailed.
Yeah, and there is, I can have a look at this one as well. Let me see. Oh, that's just table. So that I think that would be good. Yeah, it's the same thing. So yeah, so you can have a look at the analysis of technician as detailed. So is that okay, or are we looking for something else more as well?
No, that seems to work to do the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So analysis of technician as detailed. Okay. And like I said, whenever you're free, there are a lot of reports that you can have a look into. So there are a lot of reports related to technician. There are reports related to summary reports. Some of them obviously will not be very much useful. Some you might find useful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Let me see. I did see something earlier in there. Yeah, so there's also a program in there which is called Service Call Report Generator. So what you can do in there, you can generate your own reports in here. So if you open this up, you can go into New and you can select any fields that you want in the report. So let's say I need the customer number,
Mm-hmm.
I need customer name, I need to see their site, and I need to see the serial number. And I probably need to see the date opened. And maybe the technician. And yep, so basically I can say I want a report on a service call for these fields. You can go on to next. And then you can decide on the input. So basically the input would be that if you like right now when I was trying to generate a report, it get my input fields were the date range and the technician, right?
Yep.
So again, you can define the input fields whichever you want. So I would say my input would be just customer number for now. Okay. And that's it. I would click on end and I have a new report. So I'm not going to run it because there are a lot of priority open in the background, but if somebody else would like to run it for me instead.
So how did you get there? Sorry, you went
Yes.
to.
Okay, so you go into customer service called reports,
Oh,
customer service,
Okay.
and service called report generator. So if somebody opens this for me and share their screen.
Oh, okay. Is it there then? Service call report generator.
Yeah. So, but I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
You're not sharing your screen yet. Yeah.
Hang on.
Hopefully it should be there. Yes,
And then
perfect. So
run.
if you click on the new report one and click on run.
New. Oh, sorry. Back.
No. Yeah, go back. Just select the
New.
report and click on run for me.
Click on run. Display.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perhaps there's no information there.
So if you click on PDF, maybe, yeah, click on OK. Yeah. That's okay. I can, but there is a functionality there which can let you create reports.
Yeah, okay.
So if you click on next again for me. So if you click on next once again, Jonathan, for me. Yep.
Next.
And
Yep.
click on end. Yeah. And yep, do a run. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry about it. I'll have a look into it. But
Okay.
I think you get the idea about
Yeah,
how
yeah.
it can be very easy to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, like I said, you would need to spend a bit of time, just playing around with it, see what works for you, what doesn't work for you. And like
Yeah.
I said, there will be a lot of features in there that might not be useful to you. There'll be some things that you find that are quite useful to you that are new to you. So just have a play around with it. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Can I take this off? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So Gary needs to see a report to show how many photocopiers we have on contract are in a particular region so he can organize the training. Yeah.
So that goes back to contracts, really, about having a geographical, see how many, I guess it's about reporting where printers are located around the country. Whether you could get an idea of, I don't know how you do it, because we haven't defined a region.
For instance,
So
we've got an engineer in the northeast who doesn't have a lot of exposure to photocopiers because there's not as many machines in his area as there is in others.
Yeah, but it'd be nice. Yeah, so it'd be nice to see what kind of printer, what kind of printers we have on contract in Scotland, so that we could see about organising training, or better still, not sending them on training. Because there's no point sending somebody on a Printronics training course when there's no Printronics printers anywhere near him.
Exactly.
Okay, so I think this would tie back us to having a field on the contracts to search for, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, okay, point taken. Yep.
So hey, let's see, that's an effect. Yeah, so at the moment I can't even look at a relevant field for you guys to use, to be honest.
Yeah, okay, not a problem.
If you want, we can do a development and add a new field for you.
We'll have a think about that.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so I'm gonna leave it for yellow for now and say to be decided, TBD. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Barbara will need to store and retrieve a copy of the customer's purchase order. Okay, so Barbara, is it just getting the purchase order for a customer?
I think what it meant by that, I didn't raise that question, but I think I did see on the sales order where you can upload the attachment, so I can use that field. Let me see.
So the attachment field would be the same attachment field would be on all the forms. You can
Yeah,
literally
I
attach.
think
Yeah.
that is, because we do get like a PDF purchase order from the customer.
Yeah.
So
Have
I
you-
think that is what it's meant, that where I can somewhere on the sales order attach.
Hang on then. If Barbara then uploads a purchase order to a call, would that mean that the engineer wouldn't have to upload his photo because an attachment's been raised?
No, so the engineer would still need to attach it. I'll tell you why.
Okay, that's fine.
Let me confirm as well while I'm telling you. Okay, so if I go into the business rules here. Attachment. So what I can do is I can make it only for a specific privilege group probably,
Mhm.
so that it only works on the for engineers.
Mhm.
No, but it was still. Yeah. Okay, no, so just give me 1 second, sorry.
Okay.
I'll go back in PPF for subs call. Yeah. Yeah, so it's already set to engineers. So allow status change to engineers if the value of attachment is not blank.
Okay.
So it is set at that, but then again, if there is an attachment in the, so Barbara, when will you be doing the attachment So it
Well,
can go
that's
back
not
to the
just
engineer.
me. That's not just me. That's literally anyone who logs a call. So you would attach it when you log a call. So right at the beginning. So there would be an attachment right from the beginning.
But it wouldn't always be there, so it's not a.
Mm.
We don't always get an attachment when we log a call,
No.
and the
But
engineers
sometimes you do
can.
get it.
And so sometimes the engineers would move it from the dispatch, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what we need.
sometimes
We
it's
need
after, yeah.
we need rules for moving dispatch to being documented. If the value of attachments is blank, then I see. Because the attachments, there either be an attachment there or not there.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I will have to have a look into it.
yeah,
Of the call, because I can't think of anything at the moment.
no.
Yeah, so I have made a note of it.
Right, I have a question because I'm on the sales order and the attachments, it's all grayed out. So I don't think you can attach that.
Okay. Have you opened a sales order?
No, yeah, you're right. No, I haven't. So maybe that's why.
Yes.
You're right.
That's okay. We've all made those mistakes when we started.
Sorry, guys. Now with the attachment.
Yep.
A PDF attachment is going to be different to the photo of the serial number. So that they will be JPEG attachment, will they?
Yeah, so I can define the kind of attachment as well. Yeah.
So
So
that
it's just-
shouldn't affect it then, should it?
Yeah.
But it's still grayed out. Even I don't see where to attach it on the sales order anywhere, even when I'm in the draft.
Okay. So if I go back in again to the sales order, I do an F11. And if I go to the attachments.
Oh, there. But it's not on mine.
You don't have the sub-level.
I do have sub levels, but I didn't. Not that one.
So it's probably on the third page.
Yeah. No, I went all the way to. You see, this is again like I looked and it wasn't there, and you do it and it's there all of a sudden. So it's just yeah.
That's my day-to-day life.
Okay.
Trust me.
What if you reset that form, Barbara?
No, I see it now. Yeah.
Oh, you see it. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah.
I go in and ask Tim something. Oh, how do you do this? And he tells me that you couldn't see it, and then he shows it to me, and it's literally right there. And I
Yeah.
feel so
Yeah.
dumb after that.
Yeah. Well, that's how I feel now. Yes.
Yeah, don't worry. Okay. Yeah, so but Steve was right. What I can do is, I think that was Steve, you were the one who was told me about the attachment, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if I go back into the service call, so what can be done here is probably oh yeah, no, so I can't select the yeah. Yeah, no. So I can't select the format of an attachment here. Yeah. But if I come back out and I quickly open source. Let me have a look at this offline so that I do not take up your guys' time a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, but maybe there's something that can be said. I'll have a look into it again, and if there is something, then I'll just set it for you guys. Don't worry. Yep.
Okay.
So let me see what scenarios we have. So Barbara, I'm gonna green out this one. Is that okay?
Yeah. Yes.
We're back with Gary. So Gary will need to see how many calls are open where the supplier has not delivered them on time. Okay, so if I come back in here and if I go to service calls, so if I'm not wrong, Gary, what you need to see is that the POs that you have raised for an active service call and who's the supplier that still hasn't delivered on their part yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I only have two solutions for it at the moment out of the box.
Okay.
The one thing would be to search for order items in this form. So you will, okay, sorry. So basically this is a form that gives you a list of all the open purchase order at the moment. And it gives you a list of the ones with the due date as well. But the only problem here is that it doesn't give you the ones that are just based for the service call.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it just gives you a list of all of them which are open right now.
Yeah.
So either this is something that you can use, or the other way around would be to directly go into the purchase order form, okay? And go into F11. Make sure that I'm only selecting the ones that are not closed. So this is equal to blank. And there's something in the service call. So this is just giving you a list of all the ones that are purchase order that are open for a service calls. However, there is still something not at the top to tell you about the due date. So in order to check the due date, you'll have to come down here in the part level and see for the due date here.
Right. Okay.
Like this one.
Due date. Mm.
So it's either this or the other one.
Okay.
Alternatively, if you guys want, we can add a new field as a development here for service calls. So you can search on service calls which are open. And you can see the due date here as well for them.
Can you create a report on due date parts?
Just due date paths, yeah.
Yes.
Wasn't one of these ones, I seem to remember Fode, didn't Fode say something about this being something that we could get round some way or another?
About having to
Yeah, just seeing all the parts that have passed for due date.
Mm.
Yeah, so I think Also, just a report telling you that all the parts that are past the due date, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because that can be checked then if it's in report
Yeah.
form.
Can you
yeah,
run
that's
that
all we need.
Yeah.
Can you, sorry, Krishna, can you run that open? Yeah, that one there, open purchase orders. The one above it.
Sorry,
Back a bit.
open purchase orders, yeah?
Open, yeah, can you do it that way? Just had a look.
Yeah.
On my screen, I think that would be pretty good. We'd run it from date then.
So the only problem with this one, which I feel would
Mhm.
be the fact that the date this uses,
That would be all right because you can predefine a date, so that would be fine.
Yeah, no worries, it's the same year.
okay,
That would be good for us, to be fair, because we see exactly what's on order when we ordered it, and then we chase them up then.
Oh, yes.
Agreed, Yeah. Steve.
Right.
That's right, yeah.
We have an issue with this because we don't actually have
So,
anybody in Scotland.
basically,
Right, hang on, can you hang on just 2 seconds?
okay, so we're going to be using the,
Open purchase order form, yeah.
yeah,
Scotland. Next week, you know. Right, really sorry about this. The earliest we can attend is next.
yeah,
Yeah, good question, yeah.
Scotland at the moment. Right.
right, did someone say good question?
No, I said good, Krishna, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought I didn't hear the question, what is it?
No.
Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
okay. Okay, so if you move on to the next scenario, which is Gary needs to send a job to 2 engineers and have them meet on site at 9:30 to remove and reinstall a printer. Can you help? I can definitely help you. So it's pretty straightforward again. I think some of you might have already noticed the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's just a field here which is called as second technician. So when you're assigning service call, so if I just get a one that's already open, and if I mention a second technician in here, oh, somebody's already done it. So which is for John and Barbara. So what this is going to do is this is automatically, yeah. So this is automatically going to open a call for Tabula, John and Barbara for the 19th round. Well, so if you want, we can have a look as well. So look for the 19th and for all 3 of you guys, okay? So on the 19th, as you can see, Barbara, you already have, this is the call, yeah?
Mhm.
And the same one should be there for Jonathan, which is this
Yeah.
one again. And Tabula 2 should also have the same one, which is this. Yeah?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the last of Gary's requests. Gary, are you happy now? Yeah?
I am, yes. The due date previous one, that works.
Yeah.
Steve's happy with that as well, aren't you, Steve?
Yeah, perfect
Good,
then. If
good.
you guys are happy, that's
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
what I want. Yeah, perfect. Okay, for the last one for me for today, which is, do we have the ability to produce a pro forma invoice for workshop jobs? Example, NAD blood.
Sorry,
Okay.
Krishna. Tim covered it for me Friday
Yeah.
morning. Yeah, I've been playing around with it on Thursday, and he showed me how to do it first thing Friday morning. So I'm happy with that now. I should have taken that out, to be fair.
Perfect.
Well, tell you what,
Okay.
do you want to email
Yeah.
me the call number?
I'll ask them for notes on that so that I can add to the documentation.
All right, brilliant. Thank you, Krishna.
Then, the last thing that I think Steve would already probably know about it. So you know that in order to raise a quote for the service call, it's going to be a manual quote.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So if you need to raise a quote, it will have to be like a normal quote,
Mhm.
price quotation for customers.
Yeah.
The other thing that you can do is you can just reference this service call or somewhere in the details, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Steve, are you good with the raising the quote manually, I think, yeah?
Yeah, because I'm gonna have to do that for workshop jobs, so yeah, that'll be fine.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
And if I remember, there was one thing as well to cover quickly with you guys. Let's say if you have is there can be a scenario where you have spare parts on a service call and they need to be ordered from different suppliers?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Yes. So again, that would have to be a manual process, unfortunately. So you have to raise 2 purchase orders manually,
Yeah,
but you will link these. Yeah, you will paste the service call in their number. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I remember something from the workshop. I don't know what it was, if it was for sale. And if you had lines there and you could assign supplier on the line level and then it created 2 purchase orders. But that was
yeah, that
something
would be the
else.
drop ship.
populate it, wouldn't it? It would populate the POs for you.
Yeah. Yes.
Hey. Any questions, any concerns? Because I think we have covered all these scenarios. Yeah.
No, that's fine from my point of view.
Yeah, I'm good.
Dave, Martin, Gary, Barbara. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
All good.
Well, if everybody's happy, I don't know if Tim's still waiting for us or if he's taken off. So, what I can do is I can quickly get in touch with him. I don't think we need the rest of you guys anyway for now because we're done
Okay.
with service call.
Yeah.
So Jonathan, if what I can do is I can see if Tim is available, then we can come back quickly and Tim can demonstrate to you guys.
Yeah. I mean, Gary needs to know because he's be training the engineers on it, and perhaps Steve Jones needs to look at this. Gary.
So what I can do, you just give me 1 second. I'll just ask him right now.
Yeah, sure.
Cheers, Krishna. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
Don't worry. Tim is typing something since it's a long message, so I think I don't have hopes. So just a minute. Yes, so Tim is gonna join in 5 minutes.
Okay.
If you guys need tea, coffee break, or if you guys need to use any washrooms or restrooms, we can
Okay.
come back in 5 minutes. Yeah. So he's just setting up his phone and he should be here but he only has about like 35 minutes.
That's
So
right.
but he
Yeah.
says he will be able to cover the basics. That should not be a
Okay.
problem. Yeah,
Okay.
perfect. So 5 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
As-
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
think I need to stay on that one, so I'll just say bye.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Good afternoon, one and all.
Hello, hi Tim. You all right?
Yeah, not so bad, thank you. A bit slow all day. I think I'm not entirely sure I fully recovered from the jet lag, and then I went and got a COVID jab at the weekend.
No. Double
The fact
whammy.
I'm still kind of run down means that it's had more of an impact. What would prefer? So let me share my screen. So I'm sharing my screen. I'm
Well, hang
still
on,
in the setting
sorry,
up.
Tim. Oh yeah,
That's
you're
okay.
good.
I'm just setting up. So I'm connecting to my phone, my work phone. So like using AnyDesk, so I can display the process for you. So I just need to accept that on my phone. Start sharing. Okay, so now I'm sharing my phone. Okay. I think in essence I'm ready to go.
Okay, I'll just check with Gary if it's there. It's very disconcerting when I can see it. I'll just give him a call, Tim.
Yep, that's fine.
Hi, Tim, it's Gary. All right.
Hello,
Yeah,
Gary.
he's there.
Great. Is
Right,
it just the two of us, or is there anyone else around as well?
Is Steve Jones looking at this, Gary? Unless you're going to be teaching the engineers on it.
Yes, he is. He's currently on the phone, and then he's going to join us.
Right.
Okay. So let's go back to square one. Sorry, this is going to be a quick session. If necessary, we'll come back and continue another day. That's not a problem. Okay. So if there are two things, I just want to make sure I've covered the basics so you understand what we're doing, and then we can go into it. So what we're doing is we're going to be looking at the mobile app that the engineers will be using. And what the mobile app does is it allows us to take any forms from within Priority and say, I want to use that form on the mobile app. And you can group them together into different apps. So what we've done is we've created one app for you for the service engineer. And we've created it in such a way that hopefully it will contain all the content that an engineer will want. I'm hoping, Krishna, you're still here, and if there's anything that people may request, that you'll take a note of that and we'll catch up on it tomorrow morning.
Yeah. No worries.
Thank you. I was ready for that earlier, but I kind of moved out of the office and I suddenly rushed back in for this, so I don't have my notes with me.
Thank you.
So this is my mobile phone, and the key thing is that we are, as I said, are sitting directly, using the mobile app, we are sitting directly on top of this form in Priority. We have real-time connection with it. All of that is important. The fact that we're sitting on top of it means that all the functionality we've already built into this form for you is available to us within the app, because we are we're not putting the record somewhere else and then loading it into here. When we do things with the record, we are interacting directly with this record on this form in real time. The other downside of that is one of the scenarios that I was asked to cope with is scenario number 27. And that one says an engineer wants to send some call notes but can't get a signal. What happens? How does he update his call? And the answer is, if the engineer has no signal, there is nothing he can do. Full stop. End of discussion. No flexibility. Yes.
Can I briefly explain where I'm coming from on this? Basically, if we have a very important customer, the engineer attends at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
It needs a part urgently.
Yep. Yep.
What we experience with the few of the engineers at the moment is they use the no signal excuse, and they don't end up completing their call notes until they get home at night. Now, is there a rule that can be put in that when they get back to their car, which they will have a signal because they're out in the open world, that they can't move on to their next job or access any of their job notes for the next job until that information has been sent back to HQ here? So because we want to be in a position, if that customer needs a part and it's only 11 o'clock in the morning, we can order that part straight to site and get another engineer in there first thing the following morning. But I don't want to give our engineers the excuse that we couldn't get a signal and I had to do my job notes in the evenings, and then we were looking at another day for an important customer.
Yep. Simple answer is, off the top of my head, we can do most things. So my gut instinct is always to say, yes, we can do something about it. It's a slightly unusual request, so I'm not going to jump in with my brain being a bit fuddled today and say definitively yes, but I will be surprised if we couldn't. However, that will definitely be quotable, and whether it will be available on the 1st of November at this stage of the month is more open to question. But yeah, we can, Krishna, please make a note of that, and we'll look at that in the morning and think about what we can do about it. And once we've got a clue on how we can make that work for you, we'll put some kind of a quote together and send it out. Okay.
Hi, Tim.
Okay.
Hi, Tim. Sorry to interrupt.
Yep.
What if, like going on what Gary's saying now, what if obviously it's an app, isn't it? Is there like a notification you can sort of give to the engineers to say, hey, listen, this hasn't been done, it's got to get, like a notification,
What kind of a notification? Driven by what sort of business experience? What is it that's going to drive the system to say, I need to give a notification at this point?
Just to say that obviously that the notes haven't been completed for the last job or something like that,
And how does the system know that the last job, he's now ready to move off site, but he hasn't updated it? What tells the system that?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's a good point. That
enough.
being the problem.
I'm not
I know.
trying to be stroppy, but notifications are driven by something happening, and at the moment I'm trying to work out what it is that you think will have happened to enable us to give a notification, and I'm not hearing one yet. So I'm trying to extract that from you.
If the engineer in question enters details for his next call, for instance, without sending the information back on the previous call, could that send a notification? The problem we have, Tim, is we're extremely busy department, and we can't keep an eye on every single engineer's you know, babysitting them basically.
Okay, I mean, there's certain parameters. I suspect we should follow up on this one tomorrow, because I don't think we're going to get through everything at this rate. Alternatively, we can just focus on this one question and then carry on with other scenarios tomorrow instead.
No, I'm happy for you guys to have a look at it. Yeah, by all means.
Yeah,
you've got the gist of it.
Why don't we have a look at the system as it stands at the moment, and then if we've got any questions, then we can.
Okay, I'm fine either way. I'm just starting to make some notes on this, just so I've got a note of what it is that you would like. A new trigger on a call, so if it's updated, it checks to ensure that previous call is updated, and if not, provides kind of feedback, either a message or blocks update here until previous is updated too. I mean, so what I've said is you want some kind of a process built in or created for you, so that if he's on call number 2, when he starts updating call number 2, the system then checks back to the previous call and says, is the previous call updated? If it's not, it then provides some kind of a feedback, either gives him a message or it even blocks the update here on call number 2 until the previous one's updated too. Is that,
yeah? Yes, because that would trigger it then, wouldn't it?
Okay. Well, it depends what kind of a trigger, what kind of feedback we give him. I mean, we can just give him feedback that says, you know, you haven't done that yet, or we could give him something more enforcing than that basically says, I'm not going to let you do this until you deal with the previous one. But even then, there are still questions like he could fill in the amount of time he spent on site, but not include the part that needs ordering or not create the order for it. So there's only a certain amount of, I think there's an awful lot of scope to explore in there exactly how far you want us to go and how detailed you want it to be and what's included, what's not excluded, because that detail makes the difference between you being happy and thinking we've done half a job.
Yeah,
if you understand.
We have experienced people here where if the engineer simply put down a description of the part, we would be able to follow up on that and action it.
Should we? I've got a note of the kind of thing you want. If I go through and at least give you a walkthrough of a simple normal service call, then we can come back to all the other scenarios that were raised, including this one. And I suspect we're going to not get through them all today. So is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, great. Thank you. So at the moment, you're looking at my screen. As I said, fundamentally, the key thing is that the mobile device must have network access to priority for them to be able to do anything. If they don't have access, they can't see the form, they can't see the record, they can't interact with it, and even if they could do any of that, they still won't be able to upload to it. So just so you understand that. However, all the functionality that's built into the form is built into, because it's sitting on top of the form directly, it's inheriting all that functionality from there. So here is my mobile. I'm showing you on a phone. It doesn't matter what kind of device you're using, whether it's a phone or a tablet. A phone emphasizes the fact that if you can do it on this kind of size of screen, you can do it on anything. So what I'm doing is connecting to the app, first of all, which is that little blue icon that was there for priority. I just want to check a couple of things. So you can see here, you've got an app set up for you. And then in the top right hand corner, what I want to do using that little menu option is just make sure I'm in the right company before we start. So there, I'm in the right company. So I'll make that go away again. And what I want to do is look at service calls. Now, to speed this up, you'll see that fundamentally we've got several items here. OK. So we've got service calls, we've got the part catalogue, so we can look at parts if he wants, customer sites, so we can get details of a customer's address, contact details, etc. Goods in voucher, to-do list, warehouse transfer, and purchase orders as well. So there's a whole stack of stuff he's got access to should he need it. The fundamentals, however, are that he actually just needs access to a service call. So I've set this up already. So it's I'm being treated as an engineer, and I've set it up so that on this particular form I only see, I've already set in a filter so that when I go into this form I will only ever see any calls that are assigned to me. So by default, although there are 50 odd calls in the system, you can see I've only got 4 assigned to me. Now, to speed things up, I happen to know that the one that I'm going to play with for this demo purpose is number 40 here. Normally, I would be able to use the, if you see this funnel icon here, I'd be able to use that, and that would enable me to then search, and I could pick up on anything assigned to me with today's date. I'm just going to shorten things because of time. So find the one I'm interested in. Once I know which one I'm interested in, you can see here already it's got the status, which is allocated. Who's it with? Here's the customer, there's the contact, there's his phone number and the postcode for the site. We've got a date, so I'm actually picking this one up early, and importantly it's assigned to me. And we know that it's an HP printer. Okay, so I'm just going to go into that particular service call. And now we're looking at the service call itself. So that's the call number. This is the customer and the contact. Here's their details again. A bit more on that. So I'm expecting to do it on the 20th between 10 and 12. So I'm obviously picking it up early. We know that the mandatory response time is, that makes it look like 80 hours. I assume it was maybe 8, but anyway. It says 80, so that's the mandatory response time. So that's, I think you might consider that one generous. But importantly, I know the serial number of the printer that I'm looking at, and the type as well. We've got an HP 123, and parts generally are going to come from the main warehouse. We've got a contract number here. And the status of the contract is active. We can pick up the service terms, full payment. The call was opened on the 17th of 10th. There's a whole stack of information here. At the moment, it's marked as billable. Okay. Don't worry about there's a lot of information there. My suspicion is that once you've had a chance to look at this and look at that and the sequence of the fields, you will want the sequence of the fields changing. That's not a big job. That's a 5-minute job to change them to whatever order you want them in. So don't be put off by that. Please look at it. I strongly encourage you to look at it. What I am saying is get involved with the process. Tell us how you want it to be organised more efficiently. So the stuff he wants is at the top, and the stuff that might be of interest sometime is lower down, and therefore he can, the stuff he wants is where he wants it. So wandering around the screen. One of the things he's likely to look at is there's a sublevel on the service call form for parts that are going to be used in this visit. So in this case, you will see that at the moment there's nothing on there. If I go back to this particular service call, which is this one, if I go to the service report parts, you'll see that there's nothing there. So what I can do is I can add a part that we're going to use for the service call. So the date is today, so I'll select that and we'll OK it. Don't worry about that error message. Basically, it's saying I'm logged in on 2 machines at the same time. Therefore, it's a bit suspicious that I'm trying to cheat on licenses. So I'm going to get plagued with that, but your engineer wouldn't normally. He's only ever going to be connected on 1 machine. Has anyone got a part number that you just want me to dump in for the purposes of this exercise?
6178.
6178. Sorry, this is me. I'm clicking on my laptop screen when I should be working on my phone screen. So there's the part number. I've selected it. It's now in there. Okay. That I'm assuming is not serialized. We will assume for the purposes of this, it says we've got 2 in the warehouse. So I'm going, okay, you can see the warehouse balance there. If you didn't have any in stock, then you could always tell it how many you were planning to use and raise a quote on the back of the planned quantity. And then later when you're actually fitting it, you can say I'm using that. So there's the actual, I am actually going to use one of these parts. Again, at line level, so you can go through and for each part you're listing, you can say whether this part is billable as part of this service call or not. So I'm going to leave that as billable. So for this part, one of the things I'm wondering is a lot of your parts will have a lot number, a batch number. So I want to see when I say that I'm going to use this part, I want to check. So I can go down to the next level down, which is inventory for the part, and have a look to see. I say that I'm going to take one of those, but what I want to do is see whether so I've got one in the main warehouse with a lot number of 0, and if I scroll down a bit further, I also have one with a different lot number as well. So in this case, what I think I'll do is I'll take I'll just highlight that if I can. It's not going to let me highlight it. Okay. What I'm trying to do is set it up so I can copy and paste it, basically, but it's not going to let me. So I'll take the other one. I'll take the one with lot number 0, which is also in main. So here I am on the part, and I'm going to use one of those, and it's got a status of goods. It's in main warehouse, and it's got a lot number of 0, so that's okay. So I've created that, we've saved it. So that's a part I'm going to use. If I wanted to add another part that I also need to order, then I can use the big plus sign again to create another new record. If I go back to the top now for a moment, so I'm just going to go back to main. There we are on the main one. Just to show you what's happened, I'm here, I'm on the service call, same service call. You can now see I've got a specific part in the part sublevel. That's what I've just created. Likewise, we've got another sublevel here for the service report labor. So if I show you that, if I use the service report labor link here, that will take me down to the next level. For the report labor, I can add a record, so that's going to be for today's date, and the technician is me. I need to add the part number to say what kind of time I'm recording. So I'm recording a technician work hour, and I'm going to use tell it that I've used 2 hours. And again, I can mark whether my time is billable or not. Okay, so I'm going to, up in the top corner here, you'll see there's a button to save. By default, in the app, it doesn't save it automatically. You need to save it. So Once I've done that, I can save that, and we'll go back to the main. Which one am I on? Main. So here's my service call, and again, if we check that, if I look at service report labour, you can now see that I've got a technician work hour for 2 hours for myself. So, and it is billable. Other things that we can do on here, we can also I'm trying to remember what else I put on here. You can have a look at previous service calls for this serial number. Okay, so if he wants to know what's been done on this particular serial number before, he's got a sub level that shows him that, so he can just click on this and it will show him. So you've got the service call that we're on now, which is number 40. You've also got service call 41 and service call 45 as well. 41 is in a
Tim, should you be showing us the? Sorry, should you be showing us?
Sorry, yes, I should. Screen. Thank you. Let me go back to the main form so you can see this. So here I am on the main screen. There are other sub-levels that are available to me. The one I was been talking about is the serial service calls for this serial number. Yeah. That's this one here. So I'll click on that, and here are previous service calls for this serial number. That's the one we're on now, number 40. There's another one which I suspect Krishna has been demonstrating on this afternoon. So that's number 41, and you can see it's got a status of being documented. You've also got service call number 45 as well, which has the status of being invoiced. These are all preview records. If you want to, you can easily go into any of them just by tapping on it. That will then open the full record up for you to have a look at. So there's the record for 41 if you want. So excellent. I'm going to go back. Okay, so you've got a full history. Again, the preview records, if you want to, you can. So the amount of information on each preview record can be changed. The amount of information on the actual record can be changed. The sequence of the fields can be changed. This is my best guess at what you might want. Likewise, we're on this form for a specific customer. So if you want more details about the contact at that customer, then we've also got a sub-level here for customer contact. So if he's on his way there and he's not sure who he's going to speak to, but he needs a phone number for them, here are the contacts for that particular customer. And you can see you've got the different names and you've got their phone number as well. So he can use any of that to contact them. On top of that, the current status of the call is allocated. So I've basically, what we're claiming now is that I've done the work. So what I want to do is I want to reassign this to somebody in the office. Who would I assign it to in the office once I've done the job? Graham?
Oh, I say probably, let's say Barbara.
Okay, I'll say Barbara. So I'm going to reassign it to Barbara. And I, having assigned it to Barbara, I'm going to take my call from allocated. Actually, it shouldn't have been allocated. I think it should have been dispatched.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm changing it to dispatched now. It was in the wrong status. So that's under warranty. And I've got a 5-minute warning, so I need to be quick on this. So here we go. That's updating the status to dispatched. We have put a business rule in, I think now, if I have a look at dispatched, engineer confirmed, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to go to engineer confirmed. It's still under warranty. Okay, we saved the changes. We have put a business rule in place for you. I cannot go from engineer confirmed to being documented until I create an attachment for this transaction. So one of the ways I can do that is I'm trying to remember now which way I want to do this. I can create an attachment and add a file, and when I do that it says, you know, do you want to create an attachment using your camera? So it opens the camera up. I can just take a picture and I can then press OK on it. It's now uploading that camera shot as an attachment. Okay, so I can take that out of the way and save it. And there it is as an attachment. So I can now go back to my main service call, and now that I've got an attachment, I can now use the status being documented, which I couldn't before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, other things that I can do on here, if I look at up here in the top right hand corner, you'll see there are 3 icons. The right hand one takes me back to the list of attachments. The left hand one, if I hover over it or click on it, will take me to internal dialogue, so I can record free format text here, but it's internal dialogue, so the customer will never see this. And then if I use the one in the middle, that gives me a choice of taking me to a sub-level either for the details of the malfunction or description of the repair. So I can record details about what I've done on my service visit. I can record that in there. All of this then goes together. If I were to do any of that, I can now use this option down here, and I can print the service call form. So if I choose that, I can then so I'm going to choose open, and basically at this stage I can now get a copy of all the information that I've recorded in the service call form. I can now show this as a printed report to the customer. Okay, it's going to come as a PDF, so I'll choose my PDF viewer for this occasion. There's my PDF. I agree that it's very small. You have to remember this is my mobile phone. If you're using a tablet, it will be larger. The other thing, though, is if I rotate my phone, what you'll see is it does become bigger and more intelligible. So this is the scrolling down through it. Here's the details. There's the so there's space there to record the part. There's space to record other bits and pieces. There's including the labour, so the labour's there. I've seen it flash past. Yeah. We also have, if there were details of the malfunction, they would also be displaying here. If I back out of there for a minute, so what do I want to do? Back out. One of the options I've got is I can use a signature. So while I'm on the site, you'll see down here there's a button for signature. If I tap on that, it then opens my screen up so I can sign it. So if you want, you could get the customer to sign while the engineer is still there. You've shown him the report and he agrees that that's a fair description of what's just happened. You can capture his signature. Once you capture his signature, it will then attach that to the printed service call form that we just looked at. It will so you've got his signature on the printed on the document or of what you've just done. It then attaches all of that together as a PDF. So you can see this is the same document we looked at a minute ago, but it's now got my signature on there as well. So you can capture it. Basically, you can get the customer to sign for it there and then, saying, yeah, that's what he did. It's a fair representation. It's a fair cop-gov. So if I come back here, all that's available. So once he's got some kind of attachment, he's then able to change it from engineering confirmed to being documented. And there we go.
Okay, Tim, can I just, the thing that stands out is really good and I love it. But can we take all pricing off? Because I'm just worried that, well, basically we do work on behalf of service partners. So our engineer showing showing one of our customers somebody else's pricing is just going to lead to disasters. But having them have the ability to have the engineer report and get it emailed while he's on site is brilliant. It just needs pricing taken off.
Okay.
Yes, really good.
Yeah, we might need to talk about the emailing side of it as a separate item.
Yeah, sure. I'm conscious of the fact that you need to go like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. So
well,
I'm just
so-
making a note of all of those requests. So I've got a note of your requests. That's the fundamental that I've walked you through the basic functionality there. Okay, so I suggest we reconvene at a time that Krishna will organise when I leave the call, and so if you can agree a time that works for you all, we can do that, and we'll walk through the other questions that you had and any questions you've got hanging over from this session too.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thanks, Tim. Cheers.
Thank you for your
Thanks for
time,
staying
as
behind.
always.
Thanks, Tim.
Tim. Bye.
We'll
Thanks, Tim.
stop,
Thank
if I
you.
can work out where
Cheers.
I am, I'll stop sharing my screen and I'll leave the call and say thank you.
Okay, all the best.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye then.
Yeah, cheers,
Yeah.
Krishna.
Yes.
What's the time over there?
This is one.
Is it like
It's almost
midnight?
10.
Oh God, that's your evening. Oh God, sorry about that.
Don't worry about that. Today
Okay.
was an exception. I knew about it. That's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, shall we reconvene tomorrow then?
Let me quickly have a look at his calendar. I'm pretty
Okay.
flexible now,
Oh,
so
pretty
let me
flexible.
quickly see if he's also available. You guys have a session tomorrow.
Do we? I don't.
Let me have a look. Don't worry. Is there someone trying to join?
Yeah, I thought there was.
Sorry. Yeah, it's me. It was. Sorry. I thought everybody's going. Sorry.
No, don't worry.
Apologies.
I can't see that you guys have. I don't see you guys have a session tomorrow. Yeah,
No,
so
I
I
don't
think
think so.
we can. Yeah,
Yeah, tomorrow will be good.
yeah,
We'll just tie this up.
yeah, definitely. And we also need to finish the NPS contracts bit as well.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's fine. How about
That should
tomorrow?
not take long, but
Okay. Okay. Well, Barbara and I are free all day, so any time that's good for you based on your time difference, Krishna, let us know.
yeah, don't worry about it. Like I said, I'm just having a quickly look at Tim's calendar because, like I said, I'm also pretty flexible for tomorrow, so I should not have any problem. Literally, whatever I have can be booked around the meeting that we want to have. So
Okay.
Good stuff.
Okay. Could I just have a chat with you, PPL people, just before
You
you
can.
go?
just give me 1 second
Yeah,
so that you
sure,
don't
after
spill any
this.
secrets. While
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
here.
there's no secrets between us. You know all our secrets. You got
Thanks,
to log in.
Krishna.
Thank you.
So I seem to have something during the lunchtime, unfortunately. So I can ask them, and if you guys are also fine, we can have something in the morning if it's okay with you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, perfect. So I'll drop him a message, and hopefully he should be fine with it.
Yeah.
So any particular time?
10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
So for now, it should be at 10, and I'll send out the invites as well. So don't worry. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank
And
you.
it's just
Thanks.
4 of you guys and me and Tim, if I'm not wrong, for tomorrow's
And
session.
Barbara. And Barbara.
And Barbara. Yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
for the contracts finishing off.
Yeah, definitely. Perfect. Then
So-
that's it then. Thank you
Great.
so much, guys.
Okay. Cheers. Have a good
Cheers.
rest of the evening. Bye.
Bye. Thank you
Thanks,
so
Krishna.
much.
Thank
Well, if
you.
you
Thank
leave,
you.
we can stay on here and have a chat.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. Cheers. Right. Okay. Yeah, it probably was a bit confusing, especially that bit about the sales orders. How are you feeling, Martin and Gary?
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
I've got to be honest. There's a lot of good as well in the main.
Yeah.
No, I mean the app. No, the app is brilliant.
Yeah, the app's
But-
brilliant, isn't it?
But the main program, now you're playing with it and you're seeing a lot more. There's a lot of good in there.
Yeah, that calendar
fair.
view looks good, especially the way
Yeah,
you
the
can
calendar,
focus.
that's
Yeah,
much
it's a lot
better
better
now.
than I thought it was. Yeah, that's set up. The thing is to get the engineers set up now and getting them on the app. So you get the idea. We've got to take that pricing off because that's going to be a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
We've got to make real use of the internal notes versus the external notes. So Dave Jones can rant away now quite happily, so
Yeah.
long as he uses the internal notes field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like an answer from Tim on this, putting a break on them going from one call to another.
Yeah, I don't know how that will help though, because like you say, he's still going to go to the next call, isn't he? He just won't update them. He just update them in sequence when he gets home.
Yeah, but we can't have that anymore, John.
No, you can't. But that's
you
more
know my
like
example. It's because otherwise we're just gonna have to. I'm gonna have to speak to them individually, and they're gonna have to.
Yeah, exactly. But
It's
that's
not
more,
all of that. It's not all of them.
No, I know, but that's more like a management issue. Do you know what I mean? That's
Mm.
like here's the rules. They should be updated.
Yeah.
Your thing about signal coverage is a load of old bloody bullshit, mate. Look at this. Here's the evidence, and then take it down the disciplinary route.
Yeah, it's not gonna have to come to that if they
Because,
can't put anything in this.
Yeah, I don't know if we can solve this by software, because if you can't get the signal, you can't get the signal. But if you
That's
can get
question. What network are they using, Jonathan? On this app?
Steve? Oh no, it's going to be whatever mobile phone they got.
BT. They're on BT or EE at the moment.
Yeah.
But we're currently looking at changing that over, aren't we? So
yeah, I don't know if we missed for Windows, Steve. Don't you have to give them notice of cancellation within like 6 months of cancelling? Otherwise, it's going to roll over for another 3 years.
I have absolutely no idea. I'll
That's
have to look into this.
Yeah, that's my experience of contracts.
Okay, well, yeah, I've
give them at least
been getting some quotes from people. Currently, I spoke to a guy from 3, and there was another couple of small sort of businesses around the area, and they just basically said, "No, we're not going to be able to beat 3."
Yeah, I'll find out the cancellation term, because what you'll find is that we've accidentally rolled over into another initial term.
Okay, if you can find that out, John, because otherwise I'm just it is handy to know, but yeah, but it's wasting time.
I don't know if I'm going to have time to do it. I'm just got load on.
Okay, well, you can just send it. I'll try chasing it up tomorrow morning. I've got Wayne coming in tomorrow, John, to talk about doing the spreadsheets, combining the spreadsheets for later stuff. He's very excited about the engineering web page he's creating, and I've never actually seen him this excited in a long time. But we're gonna have to have a chat with you to see what you want to do to tie up with the priority side of things.
Yeah, well,
with that.
Yeah, this is the reason I chose it, wasn't it? So that Wayne and Matthew could come in and like create like loads of customized stuff.
Yeah.
So,
and Wayne's side of it, it's essentially it's kind of like the R2 page, you know, on steroids, that you can have. You can type Google Maps, distancing, times of arrival. He reckons he can even do like live updates, so we know if an engineer is going to be slower or something like that. But we need to have a chat with him about this.
Exactly. No, that's amazing. I just by way of just to let you know, I went to their user conference. They had a big user conference for Priority Silverstone last week, and the stuff that they can do with this, and companies, they're using this to power online shops, like, and all sorts. We're not even touching the surface yet.
Right.
I mean, this is second level. I mean, one of the things, you know, they don't have a service page for customers. Well, I got there a bit late, and I walked in, and there was somebody demonstrating like online portals where customers could just log in and view all the information. So, you know, it is something. I'm sure that Wayne can sort all that stuff out for us. The only thing that we're limited to is like the number of API transactions. We're just limited to 10,000 interactions per month.
Right.
On our license. If we increase it, then we have to.
Well, this is something we need to have a word with Wayne, because I don't know if like he could possibly do. I don't know, do something like the customers could log all the calls in a day, and then 4 o'clock that system talks to Priority in one go. So it brings all the information. I don't know. We'd have to. This is why we need to have a chat with Wayne.
Exactly. Well, you still need to schedule them and get them to the engineer, don't you? So.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So you have like a scheduler. You have your own scheduler working outside of priority.
Yeah, possibly.
Well, we'll have a chat about that. Yeah, I think yeah, okay, cool. But let's concentrate on getting this mobile app up and running. Is everyone happy with what they've seen?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Right, the bit I'm stuck on, I'm getting the engineers installing the app, John.
Yep.
I haven't actually been told what they meant to do yet. With
Well, you have to set. Hang on, better grab that. Hello, Print Services.
Hello.
Hello, hi.
Yeah, hi. My name is Frank. May I speak to Jonathan Richards?
He's not in, I'm afraid. He's gone home. But can anyone else help?
Well, yes, sir. If you can, thank you. So my name is Frank. I'm calling from Neatly. I believe Mr. Jonathan Richards is the owner of the business who looks after business broadband.
Right. Business broadband. No, I know we're in a contract, but I'm actually in a meeting at the moment. So yeah, cheers for calling. Bye.
I understand, sir. All right. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Right. Where were we?
Activating the
activate the engineers. Yeah, we just need to. Well, we need to get them to download that app, and I suggest you do it. Have you done it?
Yeah, I've got. You know what they like? It's like half of them have. I've sent out emails, and when I'm on the phone to them, I'm getting them to. I'm telling them to install it as well.
Okay. Well, we need to set them up on the system as users, like mobile users, and get them logging in so that they can actually log in and get to the service calls. Yeah. And once they've done that, then we can start giving them training once we're happy with it.
Okay.
But but the biggest hassle is going to be getting them to download it.
Well, they are already. Some of them have. Oh my God.
Have you done it though? When you log in, you have to you send them a link, and then you get a QR code. That you have to
but that's screen. Where I was, because I installed it on my own phone, and it's asking for a QR code, and I was like,
Oh no, that's fine. It's if I share my screen, wait a sec. It is. Oh, I don't know if I can. Can I share my screen? Share screen. Where is it? System management. Helps.
Okay.
No. It's this button here.
Right. Okay. So I'm assuming that you got to whatever we've got. Is it?
Here we are, to an email address.
To an email address. Right. I get you. Okay. I'll try that.
But if you use his one, it's really obvious. Look, you've got Wayne's test procedure, but you've got PPL service calls. So if you do that one, PPL service calls, send link to app. You could probably do it to engineers.
Yeah.
But
okay, cool.
But try it with yourself first, and then take it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll try that.
Okay, great. Right, I'll leave that to you then. Right, any other questions before we go?
No,
happy?
I'm happy. Yeah, well happy.
All good.
Yeah, it looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Good. I think the reason why there were so many errors today was because it's designed to do things in a set way. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't lend itself to a training environment because it does need people to update photos, and it won't let you do this without doing that first. And when you're training, you just zip through it and you cut through loads of steps. So in a way, the more errors we get, the less chance it will be that we're going to mess things up.
Yeah.
Because we won't take shortcuts.
Yeah, true enough. You have to do it properly.
You have to do it properly, and everyone needs to do their bit for the next thing to work. Okay.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised today. Some things I didn't think it was going to be able to do. It can, and it's like the reports. The reports are very comprehensive. Yeah. I like it. Yeah, it's good.
Excellent. Okay, cool. I'll see you all tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cheers. Take
See you in
care.
the morning, John.
Bye bye.
Have a nice evening. Bye.
Night, night.
Bye.